What's going on, Unshakeable Truth sports fam? Thanks for getting out with me today, and yes, we have a lot to get into. Antonio Brown has officially requested a trade from the Steelers, but what should they do? As Russell Westbrook continues his concerning struggles, is Paul George increasing his MVP chances? Jimmy Butler is challenging his coach, but what should really happen in Philly? I'm going to get into LeBron James calling himself the GOAT, the NFL coaching vacancies, and my playoff predictions. What's up?
Yo.
What's up? What's going on, guys? I'm your host, Dom, and what I do here is give you the unshakable truth, the facts, the stats about your favorite team, your favorite sports player, and all the other hot topics that have to do with sports. On this channel, I might not tell you what you want to hear, but all I'm doing is asking you to hear me out, okay? So without further ado, let's hop right into it. The Pittsburgh Steelers are officially a reality show, folks, and Antonio Brown is officially a malcontent. As the news broke that last week's absence in the game was not because of false became knee, but was actually because he missed back-to-back team meetings before a divisional matchup, the media went crazy. Apparently, my boy went AWOL after getting into it with Big Ben. Someone hit someone with the ball. He left practice, turned his phone off, didn't answer any phone calls for not even the owner. But this is nothing new, folks. Remember last year when he recorded his head coach in the locker room on Facebook Live? Remember the titchy tantrums on the sideline throwing Gatorade coolers? This is what ex-Steeler Ryan Clark had to say about him.
Been a guy who's been a me guy. He's been a guy who is self-centered in a way where he cares about the individual stats, how I'm being treated, how I'm being perceived or portrayed. Because when you see him on the sideline in a meek coat before the game, not Pittsburgh Steelers gear, not sideline gear, totally separate from team. A quick story, Antonio Brown is walking past the weight room in training camp. And right now we hear that Mike Wallace has turned down his deal. Antonio's going into his third year. You hear that Mike Wallace has turned down his deal. And I knew already that they were going to offer Antonio. And he's walking past, and I turn to the strength coach and I say, when you give him money, you're going to create a monster. That day in practice, Antonio and I almost get into a fight because he's saying things to Coach LeBeau. He's screaming at Coach LeBeau, screaming at us defensively, don't touch me, I'm the franchise, this and that. When it comes to just being supportive, to understanding that you're trying to achieve one goal, that doesn't matter to him. What matters to him is 19 attempts, 14 catches, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns against the Saints. That's what's important to Antonio Brown.
Strong words, right? What we have here is a typical wide receiver diva. I mean, the man brought himself a $20,000 goat ring with 1,000 diamonds in it just to feel better about himself. So you ask, should the Steelers trade him? Damn right. I mean, these antics ain't gonna stop, folks. The relationship with Big Ben ain't gonna get any better. Look, I got the perfect off-season plan for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Forget the Raiders. Forget the 49ers. Forget the Packers. Forget any other team out there that's desperate for a wide receiver. Trade him to a contending team that's looking to get over the top. The Chicago Bears. See, John Gruden got a first-round draft pick after shipping Amari Cooper to Dallas, right? So that must mean that Mike Tomlin can get at least 2 first-round draft picks for Antonio Brown. Okay, 2 if I'm pushing it cool, but at minimum he's worth a first-round draft pick and a puzzle piece. Send Antonio Brown to Chicago Bears for Prince Amukamara and a 2019 or 2020 draft pick. Chicago saves $7.5 million in cap room, just enough to get AB's contract, while adding a receiver that probably makes you the favorite in 2019 to win the Super Bowl, all the while getting rid of your most penalized defensive back. But it gets even better for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Sure, you have to bite the bullet of the $21 million dead money hit for AB's contract, but you get a veteran corner in Prince Amukamara while getting rid of Cody Sensenbaugh, who's really not a number 1 corner in this league, and you save $38 million in cash, which can be used for a signing bonus for somebody. Actually, 2 somebodies, 2 free agents. Pro Bowl safety Earl Thomas and Le'Veon Bell, Pro Bowl running back. That's right, folks. See, in my perfect offseason plan for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Le'Veon Bell ends back up in a Pittsburgh uniform. Now that you got rid of AB's contract for the 2020 season and the 21 season, you can finally give Le'Veon Bell all that money he's been wanting and respectfully deserved. So this offseason, you would have been on made Juju Smith-Schuster, your number 1 receiver, picked up a Pro Bowl safety in Earl Thomas, added a veteran cornerback in Prince Amukamara, and created the most dangerous running back duo in the NFL. Oh, I forgot, and you have a first-round draft pick. For Chicago, you pick up a much-needed number 1 receiver from Mitch Trubisky and probably create yourself the 2019 Super Bowl favorites. And for the Bears fans out there wondering if AB is worth it, absolutely worth it. He has the best 6-year run as a receiver in the history of the league. 686 receptions, 9,154 yards, 67 touchdowns. Never been done. And that, folks, is what you call a win-win in the Unshakable Truth. Moving on. Okay, look, if you haven't been watching the NBA lately, here's an OKC update. My man Russell Westbrook has been struggling, and I mean struggling. Like a pimp in a recession, look, for the entire month of December, he shot 36% from the field, 26% from the 3, and 61% from the charity stripe. To put that in context, DeAndre Jordan is shooting a better free throw percentage than him for this season, at 70%. But don't worry, OKC fans, your savior is here. Paul George, okay? My man has 14 30-plus point games this season, 7 35-plus point games this season, and we ain't even at the halfway point yet, or barely there. Folks, look, if you don't have him in your MVP race right now, you may need to reconfigure some things, okay? Right now, I have it Harden at 1, Giannis at 2, Kawhi Leonard at 3, Paul George at 4, Jokic at 5, and LeBron James at 6 for his fans out there. Look, my man is averaging 27.1, 4 assists, a career-high 8.1 rebounds while shooting 84% from the line, 38% from the 3, and he has a 53% efficiency rate and have his team currently at 2nd in the West. He's balling. Now for Russell Westbrook, let's just hope he don't play like this in the playoff, because I think OKC in their number 1 ranked defense has a legitimate shot at Golden State in the Western Conference Finals. Once Andre Roberson get back and Russell Westbrook obviously get out of his shooting slump. Jimmy Butler's back at it again, folks. Back to calling people out. This time it's his head coach. Look, the man may be as authentic as they come, and I actually love it. But Beck Brown has been struggling with how to properly use his 3 stars. It seems as if he don't know if whether he want to feed the beast in Embiid, let the offense run through Ben Simmons, or give it the big shot Jimmy. Look, you do remember Embiid talking about, well, not getting the ball down the stretch and being put in the right situations about a couple weeks ago. Look, that's the second time to call Brett Brown out about his coaching. I'm not going to get into the X and O's of B-ball right now, but I do have a Philly special solution. Ship Ben Simmons for AD. I mean, he's the problem, right? I mean, maybe it's the Kardashian curse, but he's the one confusing piece of this project called the process. Sure, he gets his numbers, but he just started attempting a jump shot about a week ago. A week ago, in his third year. And I think he's the one stagnant piece that will always keep Philly 4th behind franchises like Toronto, Boston, and Indiana. So make a promise to the people, Philly. Show them that you want to win now. Ship Ben Simmons, J.J. Redick, and a 1st-round draft pick down to the New Orleans Pelicans. And hell, if that ain't enough, give them 2 1st-round draft picks. Give them Markelle Fultz if they want him too. Now your roster will be T.J. McCollum, Wilson Chandler, Jimmy Butler, Anthony Davis, and Joel Embiid. And if there ain't enough firepower, go after Kemba Walker in free agency, or Eric Bledsoe, or Terry Rozier. And you officially created the best big man duo since Tim Duncan and David Robinson. As for New Orleans, you risk the possibility of losing AD for nothing if he doesn't sign his contract extension that he's due for soon. Your roster will be Ben Simmons, J.J. Redick, Drew Holiday, Mirotic, and Randall, with each one more than those boys on the bench. And if that ain't enough firepower for you, pursue a healthy Kristaps Porzingis and match him up with Ben Simmons. If you can't get Kristaps, then just get a Marc Gasol. Either way, each team wins. Philly is ready for the finals now, and Jimmy Butler stopped talking. And New Orleans get a young, promising star with a solid team that compete in the West. Perfect. LeBron James broke the internet this week, calling himself the GOAT in the TV show More Than an Athlete. I'm serious, broke the internet. My Wi-Fi and everything went out. Why, LeBron? Why? I mean, can we get to the playoffs before we have to mention the conversation with you and MJ about the GOAT? Can we get to a LeBron James first Western Conference playoff against the Nuggets or something, and you have 45-point triple-doubles before we start talking about you as the GOAT? And the interesting thing was the reason behind you calling yourself the GOAT. The reason behind LeBron calling himself the GOAT is the 2000 or him beating the 2016 Golden State Warriors. As if the 2016 Golden State Warriors is the greatest team of all time. Nah. That would be the 95 Bulls, the 85 Celtics, the 2001 Lakers, or the Showtime Lakers. I mean, honestly, would you take the 2016 Warriors over the 2017 Warriors? Would you take the 2016 Warriors over the 2018 Warriors? But somehow LeBron has convinced himself that they were the greatest team of all time because they had 73 wins. Wrong. See, by that logic, Eli Manning is the GOAT, right? The GOAT of football. I mean, he has 2 rings, 1 against the 18-0 Patriots, and 2 against the undisputed GOAT, the undisputed quarterback GOAT in football. But he's not the GOAT. It's because it's not the narrative that makes you the GOAT. It's not you defeated the odds that makes you the GOAT. Did we honestly go into that finals thinking LeBron James had no chance? Him, LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love had no chance against Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green? No, we didn't think that. Again, it's not about the narrative. It's about being a model of consistency as the GOAT. It's about actually going into those competitions and doing what's expected of you, not being down 3-1. It's about being that dragon that people want to slay, not being the slayer. Greatness is about stamping your stage of greatness and dominant over your era. Ask Bill Belichick. Ask Tom Brady. Here's how my GOAT list check out, okay? GOATs versus BOATs. GOATs, I got MJ, Kareem, Bill, Kobe, Magic, LeBron, Tim Duncan, Larry Bird, Shaq, Hakeem/Will. BOATs, LeBron, most gifted, so that's all around. MJ, best peer. Kareem, the most unguardable. Larry Bird, the closer. Tim Duncan, Mr. Everything. Kobe, the most skilled to ever play the game. Magic, the best PG to ever play the game. Hakeem, best skilled center to ever play. Oscar Robertson, Mr. Triple Dub. Wilt, the most dominant. BOATs equals the best to ever play the game / all around. GOATs equals the greatest to ever play / a decade of dominance and championships. Now look at my criteria. I'm being pretty consistent, okay? MJ from 1990 to 2001, 6 chips. Kareem from 1980 to 1990 won 5 chips, 6 total. Bill, we all know what he did with 11 chips. Kobe from 2000 to 2010 won 5 chips, 7 Western Conference Finals. In the West, the Wild Wild West. Magic from 1980 to 1990 won 5 chips. He played in 9. That's a decade of dominating the NBA. That's greatness, folks. But just because you're the GOAT, or you on my GOAT list, doesn't mean you're the best to ever play. See, I got Bill as my 3rd GOAT, but he didn't even make my best ever playlist. It's the only way to judge guys from different era and make room for the future guys like Harden, Curry, Kawhi, Kyrie, KD, etc. With different eras, it's only right to use 2 different categories because you're showing respect for the players. And always remember that a sports match or a sports setting or anything, it's all about winning. We watch these games to see who win them, not who lose them. All right, so don't let your personal agenda, personal vendetta get in the way of judgment. Find the criteria and what makes your list what it is. For me, maybe LeBron will get the 10s era over Kobe and move up. Over Curry and move up over Kobe. But, we shall see. That's my GOAT list. I show it to you one more time so everybody has a clear understanding of what my GOAT list is and what my criteria is. So anyways, it's that time of the show. Time to get into these playoff picks. Game for the weekends. We have 8 teams, 4 games. Colts versus Chiefs. I actually got that one 33-38. I think it's going to be a shootout. But I got the Chiefs winning that one. I know that the Colts have Andrew Luck and that defense is for real, and Marlon Mack, running back, is starting to get rolling. But I just think that because they're a dome team, this is going to be an Arrowhead. That stadium is one of the loudest stadiums in the NFL, so it's going to be a tough route. And we've seen Patrick Mahomes do this. I mean, he somehow overcomes that bad defense, and I think that's going to be the case. I also think that Andy Reid outcoaches them in that area. Cowboys, Rams. Cowboys have to travel out to L.A. This is a situation where I see the Cowboys can win this game. I'm just not going to pick them to win this game, and the reason being is because coaching. I think that Sean McVay is going to outcoach Jason Garrett, specifically because the Cowboys is a very similar team to the Bears, Chicago Bears, and the Bears beat the Rams in a terrible outing. And I think that he's going to want to revenge that in a way, kind of, to show that he can be that guru that everybody think he is offensively. And I think that he's going to find a way to get going. Again, I do think the Cowboys can win this one. So I'm going to have this in a very close game. I think it's going to be somewhere between like 27-24. But it's going to be a close game. I got the Rams pulling that one out. Chargers, Patriots. For those who don't know, the Patriots are actually my team to make it out of the AFC. I know people don't want to hear that, but I think the Chargers lose this one to the Patriots. And I think it's because of them being in Arrowhead, and they have Bill Belichick. I think he's going to know how to rattle up Phillip Rivers, who he's seen before, rattle Phillip Rivers and force him to some turnovers. I think that's something that Bill Belichick does well. And again, it's in Gillette Stadium, which the Patriots haven't lost much this year in Gillette Stadium. So I'm not going to bet against those guys. I am going to have that game going somewhere between 17-23. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a good game, but that's my prediction for that. And then the Eagles Saints. I got the Saints winning that one 33-31. Actually, I think it's going to be a blowout because I think the Saints don't match up well against Philadelphia Eagles because of their defensive backs. They're poor there in that area. Now I think that they found a way to, but I do think the Saints found a way to pull it out with some turnovers. That's what they do in that building. That stadium is going to be rocking. It's going to be loud. It's the loudest stadium, probably between Seattle and New Orleans. That Superdome is probably the loudest stadium in the NFL, and I think they pull out a very late turnover, Nick Foles pick, because of the noise in the stadium, and also because I think they're going to be very one-dimensional. I think Eagles going to be very one-dimensional versus the Saints because they don't really have a running game, and Saints have a great run defense. So that's my picks. And for those who are watching, really, I really thank and appreciate you for watching and supporting the channel. Look forward to putting out even more videos probably during this week, covering some hot topics. So if you are not subscribed, please subscribe and like and comment on the topics that was covered today and topics that you would like to hear in the future. If you have friends out there that like the sports channels, please share and give this video a thumbs up, hit the bell, and that's it, folks. I'm out.
Whole squad on the real.